Gotin cola.
So I know that season 2 of 13 Reasons Why was already released this past Friday, but I wanted to review season 1 and just do a little review of that before I do my review of 13 Reasons Why season 2, which I am currently watching. That review may not come for a while because I really need to properly accumulate my thoughts on 13 Reasons Why season 2. Plus, I haven't finished seeing it, so there's definitely going to be more that I have to add later on. But what I've seen so far, I have quite a bit to say about. But let me talk about season 1 first. And sorry. So yeah, let me talk about season 1 first. So I know that the show overall has been very controversial. Many people have criticized the show for glamorizing or glorifying suicide. I don't personally think that the filmmakers are trying to do that, but I do understand why some people would think that. They even though that Netflix and the cast and crew do claim to be very aware of all these issues and that they should be taken more seriously. There is more of an emphasis on dramatic effect and storyline more than actually portraying the themes and issues properly, I suppose. Um, which understandably would be offensive to some people. So I totally understand why. Personally, for me though, I don't think that it glorifies suicide. I do think that they do acknowledge that there are a lot of there are a lot of factors behind suicides, but they're also not uh, promoting it. They're not saying that all this stuff is okay. They're just explaining why people would unfortunately commit suicide. So yeah, so that whole controversy out of the way. I'm pretty sure there's other controversies with the show, but I'm not gonna get into all of them right now. So let me just get into the technical aspects, the acting, the writing, the camera work, everything. It's great. Everything is great. The writing, the directing, the acting, really, like every single actor in the show is phenomenal. There is not one weak link to the show at all. The cinematography, the editing, the soundtrack, all of it is great. This is a really intriguing series. The story is fascinating. All the actors are great. The characters, even the characters that are supposed to be annoying, don't really get under your skin because you kind of understand why many of these characters do these awful things. The only two characters that truly get underneath my skin are Bryce Walker and I think his name is Montgomery. Those two are just horrible, unredeemably horrible people. Just you should not feel bad for them at all. Some of the other, I guess, jerks though, like Zach Dempsey and Marcus, they do awful things, but you kind of understand why they do awful things. And really, no one in the show is that good. Even the main protagonist, Clay Jensen, he does some awful things sometimes too. Even Hannah herself, who you definitely should sympathize for, Hannah, who committed suicide, she did a couple things that weren't that good, but of course she is still the victim. That doesn't, excuse the bad things that she did weren't really that bad and don't give any of her bullies an excuse to bully her. This show is very intriguing. All the actors are very good and all the characters are very interesting. My only issue with the show is that the adults aren't portrayed that well. They're kind of portrayed as being a little too naive or a little too neglectful. Um, Especially Mrs. Jensen. I do not like her character at all. She is just she just at times she feels like she's completely neglecting her son, but at other times she's being too overprotective of him. It's just, I don't know. The only adults that I really cared about and I felt was a really intriguing character was Mrs. Baker, played by Kate Walsh. She was phenomenal. Her acting and her her character's depth and personality, it was all phenomenal. So yeah, so I can't really think of anything else to say about this show. So I'm just going to give my rating of of the first season, which is a 9.5 out of 10. And yeah, so let me know in the comments, if anyone ever does comment, what you thought of season one, and if you've seen season two, what you thought of it so far. If you're going to comment on season two, please don't put any spoilers. Don't even put spoilers in my season two review, just in case anyone hasn't seen it. But yeah, I just thought that I'd give that little disclaimer. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to seeing the rest of season two, and hopefully, I'll have a review of that sooner than later. But don't expect like a review until maybe late next week or early the following week. So yeah, thank you again for watching and see you guys around. Bye.